Hello everyone! I'm currently entering my finals week, and that means getting up early to start working and studying. So good morning routine is essential so I can keep track of all the things I have to do. This year I'll have 4 exams and 3 final papers to turn in for the next couple of weeks. So it's really important to be able to organize my time well in the morning. I usually get up around 7 a.m. and that gives me enough room to take my time while preparing breakfast, replying to any business emails I have, as well as filming, since the lighting in my house is way better during the morning. My day always starts with breakfast, and that necessarily means a large cup of coffee to get me through all of my work. I'm currently in the process of yet again switching bullet journals. This journal you see on the left is a Limome dotted journal, and the quality is absolutely impressive. I bought it for £12 and the paper has double the thickness of my large term bullet journal, as well as great design details and a faux leather cover with stitching and a flexible spine. Before I start filling that journal though, I still use the large term in the mornings to keep track of the stuff I have to do for the day. I'm currently adopting a very minimal approach to bullet journaling, so if you want to find more about that, definitely check my video linked in the description box below. I'm also currently using Brain FM almost every single day to get focused. It's an app that compiles music specifically made for reading, essay writing, and work, and it has been doing wonders for my productivity. In this particular morning, I had to start brainstorming ideas for my 3rd final paper for Global Administrative Law. So the first thing I did was reading the assignment and start taking notes on topics I thought would be interesting to cover in my essay. The brainstorming stage of a final paper is one of the most important, since it completely affects your final results and the quality of your arguments. I like to take my time with this and do it before anything else, so I don't have to rush to get through this most creative stage. Afterwards, I start searching for bibliographic references, academic papers, books on the subject, and articles. As a rule of thumb, my research usually starts on SSRN, or Westlaw, which are great sources for scholarly papers. Most of the time, I tend to research papers not for the arguments or the ideas of the author, but to find more information sources on footnotes and reference pages. These are usually sources that I wouldn't be able to find without very intensive research, so it really comes in handy to have a few papers that can compile important books and articles that I can search for later on. I like to make a list of references on a separate document, so I always remember where I got my information from, and that helps me have a smoother experience when reviewing my final work. When working on big assignments, such as a final paper, I like to break it down into smaller tasks, and then schedule those tasks in my calendar as if they were smaller, isolated assignments. In this morning, I decided to do most of my research and brainstorming, which would allow me to create good preparatory materials to pick up the next time I would be working on the paper. Breaking a task into small chunks makes it less daunting and allows you to dedicate more time to each particular aspect of that assignment instead of rushing everything in a couple of days. As you see here, I'm reading a few papers to have some ideas on structure and main topic research. The more research you do beforehand, the more time you will be able to dedicate to writing in itself, since all of your preparatory work will end up being reflected in how you connect ideas and concepts, and the quality of your argumentation or topic development. After doing my most creative work for the day, I start doing my readings. Beforehand, I will go through my bullet journal again and cross out the tasks I've already completed and make sure I'm still on track and able to finish my work for the day. If I think I won't be able to do it, I will migrate some tasks for the following day. This morning, I had to read several chapters on my EU Law textbook, since I was preparing for a 48-hour exam and wanted to develop my knowledge on a few particular subjects. For me, reading assignments are always the worst, since I feel I cannot for the life of me focus on my readings for more than an hour. Because of this, and if the readings are really necessary for my exam prep, I usually get comfy and first skim through the book while sitting on my couch and have a notion of the contents of the chapter, relevant topics, subtopics, and so on. Searching for keywords and discussion questions is also a good idea to prepare myself for a more active reading stage. After that, I go to my desk, pick up a highlighter, and here I'm using my new Tombow brush pens, and start getting deeper into the contents of the book. I try to apply a few active reading methods that you can find more about in my reading skills crash course, and try to make sure I fully grasp the contents in my reading materials and transpose them in a clear way to my own summaries. I try to only highlight the portions of the text that are absolutely necessary for retention, and also important keywords and definitions. I will usually do all of this active reading and then grab something to lunch at around 12 or 1 p.m. And afterwards I will hit the gym and get home for some note-taking in the afternoon. If you'd like to see my afternoon studying routine for finals, please tell me in the comments below and I will film a part 2 for this video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and I'll see you next week. Bye!